Today we are talking about how to build good habits. Did you know that 50% of our waking hours are driven by our habits? That's an average of 8 hours each day, 56 hours each week, and a whopping 2,900 hours each year that we are just doing things, most likely, without conscious thought. Just think of it. If you could tap into those hours and be just a little more intentional with that time, just think of what you can accomplish. You probably tried strategies in the past to build good habits, but maybe they worked for a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a month. But after a while, you find those new habits have disappeared. It's okay. It's not your fault. I know deep down you want to change, but it feels like something is holding you back. Hey everyone, I'm Brian. For over 20 years, I've taught thousands of people personal and professional development strategies that they can use to improve their lives. I used to struggle with keeping new habits until I added this one strategy to my process, and it was an absolute game changer, and I know it's going to work for you too. Ultimately, we want good habits because we want to be happy, but I'm going to be honest. Some good habits, they're not pleasurable. Sometimes they feel downright brutal. The struggle of getting up at 5:30 in the morning to go and work out can overshadow the reason why we started the habit in the first place. Or the habit of planning and prioritizing your tasks daily, it can fly out the window when you have so many other things that are fighting for your attention. What's your idea of fun? Let me know in the comments below what brings you happiness. If we're being honest with ourselves, we often equate happiness with those fleeting moments of pleasure. From the ding of the notification on our phone to the sweetness of our favorite dessert, we've been conditioned to chase pleasure. But here's a question. What if this perspective is holding us back from true fulfillment? Think about it for a moment. In our modern world, we are surrounded by instant gratification, from fast food, endless streaming apps, and addictive social media feeds. They all promise pleasure at our fingertips. But how often do these fleeting moments really leave us feeling happy? If we're being honest, many times they make us feel less than fulfilled. They even leave us wanting more. Seeking pleasure can sometimes become a trap. It can be like chasing a mirage. The closer you think you're getting to that fulfillment, the further away it seems to move. Now, this isn't to say that pleasure is bad, but rather that our relationship with it might need to shift. Over the years, I've learned the key to building better habits is to reframe your relationship with pleasure. Steve Jobs once said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." If you developed a good habit that you know will make a positive impact in your life, but are getting stuck because there are things that you don't like doing, find a way to flip that discomfort into pleasure. Now, this may take some trial and error because essentially there are two types of habits: active and passive habits. Active habits are deliberate actions that require conscious effort and intention. Now, these are the things that directly affect our personal growth, productivity, and well-being, like exercising regularly, reading daily, setting goals, or practicing mindfulness. Active habits typically involve proactive decision-making and contribute positively to our lives over time through consistent practice. Now, on the flip side, we have passive habits. These habits often occur without conscious thought or effort. These habits can be good, but most of the time, these are the bad habits since we are not consciously aware of doing them. Examples of this may include mindlessly scrolling through social media, binge watching TV, or procrastination. Passive habits give us immediate gratification and comfort, but they're usually not tied to good habits or our long-term goals. They just fill up our day and cause us to look back and ask ourselves, what the heck was I doing all day? Don't trade what you want most for what you want right now. If you can relate to these struggles and want to hear more ways to improve your life, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you want to develop active habits, the key is to be intentional. This means consciously deciding to take specific actions towards your goal and making sure these actions align with what your core values are and what you want the outcomes to be, rather than letting life happen. Do this by practicing these 4 actions. Number 1, setting clear intentions daily. At the start of each day, intentionally decide what habits you're going to focus on. For example, you might say, today I'm going to spend 30 minutes writing, or I'm going to take a 20-minute walk after lunch. This is going to help you make sure that you are actively choosing your actions and not letting those distractions dictate your behavior. Next, visualize your outcome. Before engaging in your habit, take a moment to visualize the positive impact this is going to have in your life. This is going to help reinforce your motivation and remind you of the bigger picture. Number 3, align your actions with your core values. This is important. Make sure that your habits are connected to what truly matters to you. The alignment creates a deeper sense of purpose, and it's going to make it easier for you to stay consistent. And finally, prioritize what's important. Being intentional involves saying no to the distractions that prevent you from focusing on your habits. Now, you may be tempted to take out the trash, vacuum the floor, run errands, or heck, do anything other than what you promised yourself you should do. Identify your most important and impactful actions and prioritize those over those less important tasks. Remember that what you do today is very important because you're exchanging a day of your life for those actions. Be intentional and embrace the discomfort that comes with positive change. If you'd like to learn more about habit hacks that work, check out this video, and I'll see you next time.